What up, good people? We are back, episode 9 of our podcast. You heard what I said. I'm JP. I got my brothers with me as always, Dwight and Lateef. What's up, my brothers?
What up? What up?
Yeah, we are here, episode 9. We are almost at 10. We're almost in the double digits. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's man, we in the streets.
we are in the streets. As always, we want to thank y'all for watching and sharing and liking and giving us feedback, because we always appreciate it. Like I always say, it takes a village, and y'all are our village. So let's continue to grow this thing. You know what I'm saying? There has been a trend, some would say, going on in the music industry. Of course, we got to talk about music because we're music people. We love music and all the facets of it. With artists selling their publishing, some selling their masters. We're not going to get too far in the difference between publishing and masters, because that'll take a long time and we can't get into that. But the fact that they're selling their publishing to companies, or one company in particular is selling a lot. Buying a lot of the publishing from these artists. So, when I see that going on, I'm like, what's the deal? Like, are they harder for money? I know things are tight for everybody these days and things like that, but like, why is it happening? And like, Dwight, I know you got some of the artists that have sold their publishing, if not all of it, some of it. Like, give us a rundown of a couple of people, and has it been one company in particular?
Yeah, one company in particular that is headed by a former executive in the music business.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he has probably inside information on what it is. It's a company that starts with an H. It's hard for me to pronounce. I don't want to embarrass myself. Hip. It looks like it says. It looks like it's supposed to be Hipgnosis, but it's spelled Hipgnosis.
Okay.
So I think it's maybe Hipgnosis.
Okay.
They acquired. They spent $700 million over the last 2 or 3 years acquiring people's catalogs. Some of the more notable acts are 50 Cent, Barry Manilow, Blondie, Enrique Iglesias.
Wow.
Let's see. Jonte Austin.
Okay.
Journey, L.A. Reid, Nikki Sixx, Skrillex, Rick James, Rico Love, Rodney Jerkins, the RZA, although I did see a thing that says the RZA only sold half of his catalog. Sean Garrett, The Dream, and Timbaland, and Tricky Stewart is another one.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. We also heard Bob Dylan sold his for $300 million.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And Lil Wayne sold his for $100 million. So, when we first heard Wayne was thinking about it, he was like, yo, I remember we having a conversation like, well, damn, why would he do that? You know what I'm saying? $100 million. I'm thinking, take the $100 million and cash out. You could, Wayne's still young, he can perform.
Yeah.
Then,
absolutely.
Then 2 days after we hear about the deal, we hear he got arrested for having a gun in New York.
Gun charge.
Second time,
Yeah.
And also, I think he's getting sued by one of his former managers for not cutting him in on the deal for the $100 million deal.
Yeah,
that's how we heard about the deal. For that lawsuit.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like, it seems as though these people, the company is buying these masters and leveraging it as investments later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe because the cost of streaming is going to increase, where the artists are going to get paid more than the minuscule numbers that they're getting right now for that. And licensing also is supposed to grow in the next few years. I think, Teef, what was the number you had, that 120%?
I think it was 120%, Forbes said. I forget. I think in the next 10 years, I think.
The next 10 years. Wow. You figured that it would have to grow, because the rate that it is now, nobody's making real money unless you're getting billions of streams, and certain artists that's getting that. No, that's only the cream of the crop. Like, for regular independent artists, or even artists on a major label that are selling okay, or that are pretty popular, they're not making no real money from them streams. And now that, with all this COVID thing and they can't go on tour, it's like, it's kind of stifling them. You know what I mean?
It's hard to see how they're making money.
In that article,
Right.
It says, this is something that was on Variety.com, Variety, the entertainment magazine.
Yeah.
Says sources tell Variety that Hypnosis is on the verge of making a major production rights deal, a trend that was profiled in Variety early this week. And they said that the company is in process of staking a foothold in the U.S. By acquiring a pair of Los Angeles-based publishing companies, although they declined to reveal which ones. So it seems like Hypnosis is getting into the production rights licensing business, heavy, apparently.
Yeah.
Making a $700, a $700 million gamble into this.
So they clearly they're betting on themselves that licensing these songs from these artists that they've bought the publishing from is going to make them way more money. Like, so go ahead.
It has to be a form of investing. They raised that money. They didn't just have the 700. They had to raise that money.
Hypnosis was co-founded by this guy named Merck Mercuriadis and, John, you'll know this name, Nile Rodgers.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm familiar with Nile Rodgers. For those who don't know who Nile Rodgers is,
co-founder,
of the group Chic.
Yeah, very famous producer of other things too, correct?
Yes. Very famous.
It says, co-founded by Mercuriadis and Chic co-founder Nile Rodgers, the company has acquired full or partial stakes in the catalogs of many songwriters who've enjoyed multiple global hits, including the Chainsmokers, the Eurythmics' James Stewart, The Dream, Tricky Stewart, Pooh Bear, Lake Sheep co-founder Bernard Edwards, Jonte Austin, and Sean Garrett. Its holdings now include more than 6,000 songs worth more than $1.3 billion.
I had no idea Nile Rodgers was involved in that. Yo,
that's what happens when we read the articles. I had no idea. I told you this. I told you this before. But I didn't get there. This is literally the last paragraph in the article in Variety.
Well, good for him. Good for him.
Right. And it's nice to know that somebody look like us is in this business really getting it.
Like, that's like when I was that kind of makes me happy. Like when I found out that Michael Jackson didn't he own the Beatles publishing or some shit like that?
Yeah, bought it for $47 million.
Some shit like that. Like, I was like, okay.
Still got it, right? His estate.
The estate still got it?
Yeah. Yeah, Paul was hot about that.
Yeah.
Paul was hot about that.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Didn't Paul McCartney ask Mike to sell it back to him? Mike was like, nah.
Yeah. Paul was like, fuck you.
Let me go ride an elephant.
Say, nigga. Say, nigga.
You good over here.
$47 million was low.
Yeah. That's low for the Beatles?
For the Beatles.
That's another, like we were saying, the episode, you like Thriller goes platinum. Like, that's one of the, they at least got a couple albums that probably go platinum every year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a thing that leads to like another question. Like, if Wayne got 100 million, right? And Bob Dylan got 3.
Yeah.
What is Drake's catalog worth? What is Stevie Wonder's catalog worth? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Well, Stevie might be up there with Bob Dylan. He might be in the same vein as that.
Oh no, I'm thinking it might be more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, they said that what Bob Dylan got songs that's been covered or remade 600 times or something.
And how many? And you don't think Stevie? Think about all the songs that have been done over by Stevie Wonder.
It'll probably never happen. Like,
you are the sunshine
you never
of
know.
my life, and
but yeah,
no, Stevie ain't selling that.
He probably.
But I think I think Stevie will be around that 300. I think Drake will probably be at least double what Wayne got.
Yeah.
No, he's probably Bob Dylan numbers too.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
His numbers are crazy.
Yeah,
and it's current. It's like
his Billboard numbers are crazy, but rappers don't get their songs made over like Bob Dylan does.
It's true. Yeah, hip hop songs don't get made over. That's true. Not like you're right. That is true.
So that might take it down just a little bit.
That's very true. But you got to think, like, for some like Bob Dylan, he's like, I think 89 or 90, something like that. Cashing out, like, that's a smart move to have, money for your family, and they can invest and do whatever they want. That's smart.
Yeah.
And I'm not really mad at the writers and the producers and the artists that sell some of their publishing, because as an artist, you should always feel like you can make more music that's going to mean something to people, and they're going to want to listen to it and buy it or whatever, especially songwriters. You know what I'm saying?
And I also think that people like the RZA, I doubt RZA sold the rights to 36.
I was thinking that.
Unless
right,
I mean, I don't
right,
know what the cost was that he got.
right,
Uh,
right.
if,
What he got for
if,
his.
if you're talking that like I think Dream got 20 million, so if Dream got 20, I'm thinking the RZA got at least 50. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if he could do that with 36 Chambers with everybody that was involved. He might have some problems with that.
True. So maybe just the stuff that he produced that he got the rights to, they could do that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I know one thing. Like somebody like Wayne, I mean, let's say best case scenario, he'll go away to jail and stuff like that.
Right.
He still got another 10 years of making music if he wants to.
Easily.
You know
And I mean, he can
20 years of shows.
he could probably make
yeah,
that
shows easily.
Yeah, exactly. And can make that money up, you know what I'm saying, if he had to. Same thing with a Timberland or something like that. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll be
Absolutely.
all right. Yeah. Y'all gonna give me how much up front?
Right.
Yeah.
He can just go ahead and make another album with the Culture Vulture.
Because you got to think about how many years is it going to take to get that in yearly revenue.
Right.
That's why I thought talking to one of our brothers, and he was like, damn, Wayne should have caught that because that was like legacy money for him. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? He got $100 million up front.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He could square all the kids away and blow through the rest and be good. You know what I'm saying? He good with $100 million.
You're going to leave it to your kids and they're going to sell it. Or they're going to leave it to their kids. Somebody's going to sell it.
But then we just, somebody has somebody famous that has their publishing locked out of their kids doing just that.
Oh, wow.
Like, y'all can't sell my shit. Y'all can make money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all not selling this to nobody. Man, I'm pissed. I can't remember who it was. But it was somebody famous, and somebody was like, "Nah, y'all not selling that." You know what I'm saying? I've been taking care of y'all forever off this one thing. You think you're gonna sell it to somebody else? And I understand that 1,000%.
I get that too.
Yeah.
You know, like, y'all not selling like that.
The artist knew his kids or her kids. Like, can't trust y'all. I can't trust y'all. You know what
Ain't nobody but bum ass Chauncey gonna sell my kids. You've been talking about it for 10 years.
Yes, right?
Lock all that out.
Right. I'll leave him the worst selling single.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He can do what he want with that.
But I don't think it was interesting to find out why the trend was happening.
Yeah.
Right.
I still don't fully understand it though.
I don't fully understand it either. But we're hearing towards the end of it just saying that, look, publishing must make there's a reason why people who own certain rights to music didn't sell it to rappers other than racism. It was, I've been eating too much off of this shit to allow you to
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and we talking about decades of that before we even was around. There's people right now riding around in Beverly Hills with Rolls Royces off of publishing rights.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think people like Nile Rodgers, business, 50 years?
Yeah.
Has seen the ins and outs and outs and ins of all of this. You know what I mean? And I think that he bet on that, knowing that, okay, I could raise, because they had to raise the capital. It's not like him and his man did all this himself. They raised the money,
right.
Different rounds of investment, stuff like that. And they raised $500 million to see them doing this. So they already knew it was going to be an expensive thing to do, but they had enough in the presentation that they told those investors that, look, you're going to get it back.
That must have been a convincing pitch right there, boy.
Yeah, to raise $500 million.
What?
Yeah, but they got some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I mean, like
50 catalog ain't, he ain't the greatest rapper in the world, but he moved them units. You know
I mean, if he's so publishing for In the Club, that song alone right there, that shit is always gonna be licensed for something.
And I'm thinking that if somebody gave Wayne $100 million, they got all of that. Whatever masters he owned, we got all of that. It's nothing that you left on the table. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing with that though, he didn't have that many albums. Remember, a lot of his stuff was mixtapes.
True.
But then again, he's still Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And a lot of those songs he made off the mixtapes made their way to the albums.
You can't you can't sell those. He doesn't have the rights to them.
No, songs like Cannon and stuff that were original songs you can't do that of somebody, but there were a lot of original songs that he made with Drama.
Yeah.
That he sold. That's because that's the case. We wouldn't be able to see him on Tidal because you can't put those.
Yeah.
But we see them on there, and I think that if I gave Lil Wayne $100 million, all that got to be included in it.
True.
He one of the best rappers and the most famous rappers of our generation, and the generation that came after us.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
if we bullshit, and I mean, if we being honest, 100 million might have been light for Wayne, maybe because of
I,
the other pressures
I
he got.
think so.
Hmm?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with all the pressures he got going on outside, with the
Mhm.
possible, jail or whatever,
Yeah.
and lawsuits and stuff, I guess he figured, you know what, I got kids and all that. Let me get this bag real quick. If I come
Mhm.
out good on the other side, I'll just make more music.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like you said, he's young enough to make more albums and still be relevant because he's very much relevant. Like
Yeah.
for a lot of people, particularly from a certain era and demographic, they look at him like like we look at Jay-Z,
Yeah.
like Jay-Z.
So
You know what I'm saying?
Wayne might be more famous than Jay.
More
You know what?
famous.
Well, not
No, my
more,
favorite.
not.
Oh, I'm about to take it somewhere different, but go ahead. What you mean? I mean,
I think put it this way, I think Wayne's fan base is a lot wider than Jay's fan base.
only that
I think
because some of
Jay has fans our age.
some of Wayne's fan base is younger than Jay's fan base. So the
Exactly.
younger generation is always going to make more noise
Mhm.
than the older generations who are fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just like us listening to the radio and we love a certain song on the radio, but we never call in to request that song on the radio. But some
Right.
young
No.
16-year-old kid will.
Right.
But we still enjoy the song, but we're not calling the fucking radio station. Who's doing that
Oh, most
at our
definitely.
age? So that's what
definitely.
I'm saying.
Well, what I'm saying
his fan
is
base is a little bit younger.
Wayne has fans of our generation too. A lot
That's
of
true.
fans our generation.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah, absolutely.
And from our
Wayne
generation,
is our generation.
No, he's not.
No,
He's
no,
not.
From
I wouldn't
Cash
say
Money.
I wouldn't
He's
say
not.
that. No, Cash Money.
From Cash
might
Money.
Be, Cash Money might be. Wayne as a solo superstar artist is after our generation.
I don't separate.
Agreed.
You don't,
know,
but they do.
Mr. Who talk about with Keisha Cole and at least and Ashanti
Wow,
about
yeah.
the 3 or 4 or 5 year difference, different eras. You don't
Feels
separate.
Like it feels like it. I don't separate Cash Money Wayne from Lil Wayne. I don't. It's
You
just Lil
don't?
Wayne. No, it's Lil Wayne.
I mean, yeah, it's a little
Nah.
Wayne, but that's like Destiny's Child and Beyonce.
Exactly.
It's different careers.
When we say when did Beyonce come out, I say when did Destiny Child come out.
Nah. But look, Juvenile was the top dog on Cash Money when Wayne came out. Wayne
Correct.
was a little dude. Remember when High came out, Jay jumped on his remix.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and then if we be honest, BG might have came after that, and then it was Wayne. And then the Turk.
Yeah. Because he was the youngest.
BG.
Yeah.
BG had,
But what I'm saying, his name has been here since.
Yeah, it's been.
He hasn't been Lil Wayne since then. He was
Like-
Wayne. He was one of the Cash Money dudes.
Right.
It wasn't until 400 Degrees when he branched out on his own. It was like, oh, Wayne can, and then it wasn't until he started doing the mixtapes when people were like, yo, Wayne can actually rap.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also Bling Bling.
Bling Bling was, that's what I'm saying. Bling Bling was, I think, the start of his ascension as the biggest star on Cash Money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that. But
And then don't forget, Juvenile and BG and them had issues,
Mhm.
whether it be personal life or stuff with the label that made, Baby and Slim push Wayne up to that #1 spot because that's all they had on the roster at that time. You know what I'm saying? Who was able to sell. So they had ran through.
Uh-oh.
Thought that was a fire alarm. But
Like about time to evacuate, nigga.
hey man, I'm still from the hood. When you hear stuff like that,
I was in Montclair. I had that look. I'm working with a sales rep, 2 reps in the back, messing around. They get to a little tussle. I hear some commotion. I'm like, you gotta get out of here. It's Christmas time.
Where the exits at? Like,
Then you ask the universal question, y'all good? Understood anywhere with that inflection.
Right.
What? Sound like an elevator button.
Right. Somebody holding. Okay. Somebody just holding. Yeah, that's all that is.
I forgot where we was at.
Nah, we was talking about the whole Lil Wayne and his, his ascension as a solo star.
I think that after the older 3 went away for whatever reason, and then Wayne came up. You know what I'm saying? And they pushed him up in the air, and he delivered with the material and stuff he did. But even when
he did,
and even after that, like Wayne didn't become Wayne And so like I thought like when he did them drama beats, and then it's like, okay, we heard him over something other than Manny beats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With the same type
was-
of beat that
Yeah.
you know, they had a new O, and he was just rhyming over everything, and he was murdering it. So
But
it's
the Carters solidified it. The Carters, when those albums, like, you know what I'm saying, that really, you was like, okay, this dude he's really, and then, yeah, like you said, his mixtape stuff, like he was with mixtape Wayne.
Yeah.
that's when I became a Wayne fan. I wasn't really.
Man, listen.
I can't lie. 400 Degrees, was that the name of it?
Yeah. Wait, no, of what, Wayne's album?
Yeah. It was 400 Degrees, right?
I think so.
I think that was Juvenile. No.
Was it?
No, that
I
was
don't know.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
we were living in DC at the time, and just when we still had the street team business and all that other stuff. And I remember the rep telling us, yo, DC is Wayne's biggest market. He was like,
400 Degrees was Juvenile, though. Mm-hmm.
okay, so Wayne had a.
He had another, before the Carters. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Wayne out. All right, hold up. But go ahead.
It's like the DC is Wayne's biggest market. And I was like, really? You know,
Word?
I didn't
DC was
yeah,
Wayne's biggest market?
Wayne's biggest market.
Wow.
So I was like, he was performing at Dream that night. So, you know, we go in there and I'm thinking it's a regular Friday night because I'm not understanding how big Wayne is at this particular time. I didn't know that DC loved him like this.
Mm-hmm.
So we turned that corner off of New York Avenue. It was a parking lot for 3 blocks around that club. Son.
Right.
Fighting to get in to see this dude. And he went on stage and he rocked. I mean, it was packed in there, son. Girls
500 degrees.
500 degrees. Yeah,
500 degrees.
Yeah,
He was at the wrong temperature. Go ahead.
yeah. But yo, son, I was like, yo, Wayne like this? And I'm talking about, and they knew every word to his song, son.
Mhm.
I mean, everything. And it was songs I never heard before, album cuts that he
Right.
must have known that his people was rocking with him with.
Right.
I was like, yo, I got a whole new respect for Wayne now. I didn't know he was this big, you know what I'm saying? This high north, even though DC is.
Yeah. But to bring it back, you was like, seeing examples like that makes you say why Wayne, you feel that Wayne's audience is wider than Jay's.
I just think that there's put it this way. I think Wayne has more 30-year-old fans than Jay does, right? But I think Wayne also has a lot of 40-year-old fans who rock with him hard. You know, because like Teef said, Wayne caught the tail end of an era, and then he blew up. So I think that kind of helped him out with being able to have different fans. Now, and I also think that
he could spit.
Skateboard dudes mess with Wayne.
Yeah.
College white boys mess with Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like a cult figure to them. You know what I'm saying? Even though Jay is kind of like that for our generation, but you know, ain't none of us running around putting tattoos of Jay-Z on us. You know what I'm saying? This dude's 35, 40 years old that got tattoos of Wayne and Tupac on them. And I think that they just fit. They just, you know, I think for some reason they just hit people differently when it comes to their fandom. I could be wrong, but I think that, you know, I think Wayne's range of fan is just
it's
drugs help too.
It's definitely a generational thing because Wayne was so impactful and he influenced so many of the other MCs and rappers underneath him. Like I can't really argue when you said that. I can't really be like, oh, you bugging. I can't really say that. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it. But
and
you know
like
what?
He said he had two waves. He had the Cash Money wave,
right?
And then he had the I'm Lil Wayne wave, and then he had after that, I'm gonna put on Nicki and Drake wave.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like Wayne's so
huge.
His fan base is just crazy. Wayne done been on records with Jay and with records with a guy that probably been out for.
Now I will give you this. Now that you mention that, you know, Wayne, as impactful as he was, is responsible for Nicki Minaj and Drake. Has any other big MC?
And Tyga. I'm not trying to be funny.
Numbers wise, yeah.
Yeah, but that man.
I'm talking impact. I get it, but
Tyga has a big impact.
He got a big, but listen, Fabulous had an impact. Jadakiss had an impact. We talking about Jay-Z.
He might be them.
There's a difference.
That generation.
Huh? He might be who?
He might be like Fabulous and Jada for
his. Okay, I respect that. I get that. I respect that.
Not to us, of course.
With more commercial success, though.
True.
Right. Absolutely. That is the facts. Yeah. That is the facts. So 3. Has any other MC that we from our gen done that? No. And I'm not even thinking, not that big. Nicki Minaj and Drake and
Not
Tyga?
close, not even close, actually.
Not even close, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like
that I think that even excels his legend that much higher, because these two superstars came from him and he was a superstar himself.
Although there are arguments to all of that.
Okay.
As far as the people, because the people that put Nicki Minaj on was the dudes from Full Force.
No, I get the initial and all that, but what the general population know Nicki coming from?
She was signed Young Money.
Yeah, and in Drake's case right now, the reason why he got so many people in his pockets because it's somebody that came before Wayne who saw him. Jazz Prince.
Oh yeah, Jay Prince.
Jay Prince. Yeah.
He caught him first. So,
yeah.
It's people that saw it, but maybe Wayne was able to, because of his notoriety.
Timing is everything, man.
Yeah. Like you said, timing is everything.
That shit was fucking lightning in a bottle, yo.
Yeah.
That's
Jay Prince's son bought him to Wayne.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, if Jay Prince's son is still getting a percentage, that was a good move on his part.
I don't know if he was getting a percentage because I heard Jay talking about they had to go get that money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that Jazz thought that he was supposed to get him a percentage, and maybe the people who rocked with Wayne and them thought, nah, it wasn't none of that. And Jazz was like, no, let me call my dad. And we are right here. That's the only reason I can think about Jay Prince getting in that beef with Drake and Pusha to, he had to protect his interests.
Right.
Understand that 100.
Listen, I already see this is going to be another music episode because this is what we do. So, y'all rock with us. Y'all love us. This is what we do. Y'all know us. And for those who don't know us, y'all getting to know us. Something else I want to talk about was besides that, the Ashanti and Keisha Cole didn't happen yet. So they
unfortunately.
She got the vid.
She had she had the vid, unfortunately.
She's out there gramming, got the vid, man.
But that's been rescheduled to a new date, so that's coming up. But it has been announced that a new versus is coming as well. E40 and Too Short, two legends from the West Coast, from the Bay specifically. This, like when I saw it, I immediately knew, oh, this is huge. And I'm saying that as a person who's not fully ignorant to Too Short and E40's music, because I know it. But I'm a novice compared to somebody who's from the Bay and came up in that era and know all the songs. That's like us with the Locks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Opposed to somebody who's West Coast who don't really know the Locks like that, but know their impact. But I mean, they've had way more impact than the Locks. Let me not get it twisted, because Too Short. I mean, not the Locks are legends, but Too Short and E40 are huge legends from the 80s and 90s, really, because they both started in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
E40 started in the 80s too, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I think so.
He's one of like the biggest independent artists ever.
Oh yeah. So
E40 has his own winery.
Yes. I remember seeing him selling his wine on. I seen him on interviews.
At one point, E40 was responsible for probably 40% of the slang in hip hop.
Yeah,
that's true too.
E40 is one of the few people in hip hop who can say, "Yo, I truly made my own way and did it my way."
That's the saying. You saying
and he only sells to his region,
right? And you saying
no, that's
he got the slang. Listen, hold on. He said he got the slang. That's those intangibles, like when you say like a basketball player that y'all say is good, but that's the kind of intangibles that don't show up on the stat sheet. You know what I'm saying? Slang shit like that.
Yeah,
that's impactful.
Intangibles is a great word, because that's what both of them have. For us, the traditional type of hip hop that we like is more words and the witty and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And how can you tell me this a funny way that I haven't heard, or a witty way I haven't heard anybody else say it? Whereas in the Bay Area, and even in the West Coast a little bit more, it was just more so, I'm just gonna tell you how my life is. And I'm gonna talk about the same shit that we do every day out here, like everybody do, that everybody can relate to. I'm gonna call out these streets, I'm gonna call out these different hoods, and y'all gonna love me for it. And that's what it does. Now, I wouldn't say that they were lyricists, but I would say they were excellent entertainers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
MC.
And they
I
probably
think E40 is more of a lyricist than Short.
most definitely.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Too Short
Absolutely.
Too Short said in the beginning of one of his songs, "Oh, y'all talking that freestyle? No, I don't even know how to do that shit." Not at all. Like Short,
Right.
don't fake it and none of that. But he talked that talk. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That the people from his thing, like T said, the majority of their sales, probably 80, 90% of them, probably come within a 100-mile radius of their
Yeah.
thing. But they got loyal fans. You do a show.
Yes.
You do a show with E40 and Short right now, up in Hayward, California, something like that, some off-brand spot, Sacramento, something like that, you will sell out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It may not sell out in New Jersey, and they don't give a damn about that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's, you talked about that a couple of episodes ago. Like, that's what happens when you find your crowd.
Yeah.
You know, feeding y'all with me.
Feed. Yeah.
I don't care what I don't care. Niggas in Atlanta don't rock with me. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all rocking with me? Guess what? We're gonna talk about these hoods. We're gonna have out.
That's so important, man.
And you gotta respect that hustle. Like them cats, truly, that's the meaning of getting it out the mud. And you gotta really, we truly sold out the trunk. You know what I'm saying? We did all that stuff. The joint on Netflix, the Hip Hop Evolution.
Yeah.
It was good to see their origins. You know, things I didn't know that Short was. He was rhyming with another dude first, and then he got off, started doing his own thing. I didn't know none of that stuff. So no one, hearing their story, it was ill. And like we said earlier, I think this is like the Jay-Z and Nas for their era. I mean, for their area.
Right.
At the Bay Area, that's their Jay-Z and Nas. So I think it's gonna be monumental for them.
It's
I
kind
think
of
we say that because we don't know another artist to say that how big it's going to be for them.
right.
But Jay and Nas is different because there was that tension with them and always pitting them against each other.
No, I'm not
I don't
saying
think
that,
Short and 40 have that.
No,
Right.
I don't think it's going to be beef. I'm saying
Beef-wise, right? I see what you're saying.
The way they feel about these two
Right.
artists.
No, I
Right,
get it.
right, okay,
what they
yeah.
mean to that area specifically.
Exactly.
Kind of like with
Yeah.
the Jeezy and Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
For
Like
Atlanta,
that.
Yeah.
That might
Like
be
that.
that might be a better without the street stuff, of course, but that might be
right. Ain't
a better
no
comparison.
beef. Ain't no beef between Short and 40. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm tuning in. Like I want to learn some stuff that I didn't know about or what
Exactly.
songs was popping. Like I'm always interested because as much as I do music and I'm into it, there's a lot of shit I don't know, and I have no problem saying that, man. Like I love the art form, so I'm just curious to see. And I mean, this Versus thing is a great platform for a lot of people who don't know, because I'm sure it's a lot of us, on the East Coast, even some on the West Coast who maybe not have been big E40 fans or Too Short fans. Who knows?
Listen, LA wasn't, as far as I know, when I speak to my friends out here, they, like you said, LA and the Bay, two totally different places, number one.
Right. What's the time difference between the Bay and LA? What's
None.
like the driving?
Oh, 5 hours?
Oh,
5 hours. Yeah,
5 hour trip going from New York to Virginia.
Okay.
it's like going Cali to Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Cali to Vegas.
Okay.
But they night and day.
Yeah.
The gang thing ain't as big up there as it is out here.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And the pimp thing ain't as big down here as it is up there.
Up there. All right.
That's why you hear all their artists, say early on when they was coming out,
Mhm.
because that's what they saw. That's what they talked about all the time. So
Mac
It-
Dre.
yeah, it's a whole nother
Rest in
vibe. It's people from the Bay that don't rock with people from LA and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But when the music thing comes, I think it's all love. So I think E40 is their version of Snoop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to kind of equate, but the reason why I say E40 and Snoop was closer because they're more lyricists.
Yeah.
Nobody from LA I know out here was just on some, I'm just talking to be talking. All of them tried to actually rhyme. Short was more of a party rhymer. He was more like the guys from early on in New York Times, like the Love Bug Starsky.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
To get the crowd going. Yeah, whatever it takes to get the crowd going. Yeah.
Yeah.
True MCs.
But both of them have made a lot of songs that we listened to and rocked to. You know what I'm saying? Wherever we was at, we heard. You know what I'm saying? When that Blow the Whistle joint came on, no matter where you was at.
That's late in Short's career. He had a monster late in his career.
That's
not many artists can do that.
Yeah.
And even with 40 and the whole the hyphy thing that was popping when the video came out, the tell them when to go. That shit was, when I heard that shit, I was like, oh, this shit is fire right here. Like this is.
I always like seeing movements from other areas
Right.
who don't try to acclimate themselves with anybody else.
Yes.
Like, this is dope here.
Right.
Yeah.
If y'all get it, y'all get it.
It's
If y'all
our
don't,
perspective,
y'all
like
don't.
it or not.
Exactly.
You heard what we said.
Exactly. Whether if y'all get it, y'all get it. If y'all don't, y'all don't. But this is
Right.
what it is. I
Exactly.
kind of felt that was always the appeal of Dipset. Dipset wasn't the best rhymers when they were the coolest dudes out, but they had a following. There was people all over the country dressing like them, talking like them, using their slang, all that stuff, trying to be like
But
them.
Cam was nice. Cam was always nice.
Cam was, and
Cam was
Jules.
nice. Cam was nice. And later
Jules
on,
was cool. Jules, I like Jules,
but I'm saying
Cam
we
was
didn't
nice.
look at them as they one of the best rappers out. It was
I did
more,
about Cam. I did about
was
Cam,
more
but the
they
rest of
vibe.
them, yeah, yeah,
They
you're
vibe
right.
was
You're right.
more
You're right. Their whole swag was like
Yeah.
they and their
His slang. It was
So another thing, like it's the same thing on different coasts. The slang, the way they dress, it influenced a lot of cats today, and they admit it too. They admitted about them, and that's
Dipset was the first dudes that started. They was the first guys that changed the jean silhouette for rappers. Straight up.
silhouette. I love
Everybody else was rocking the crazy baggy,
it. Yeah,
and they started rocking the rock star belts and tucking in their belts.
skull, and,
The more slimmer jeans, not skinny jeans, but that shit like you supposed to wear
for that time. Yeah.
Yeah,
for that, absolutely.
They was the first ones to do
Cam
that.
deadass made it all right to wear pink in hip hop.
Nigga had a pink rain. That shit is crazy. Crazy.
In real life, like not in a video.
Yeah.
Driving that around Harlem. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Dipset impact is undeniable. Like, you know, it's up there. You know, I would say
more than G Unit.
More than G Unit. G Unit is only bigger. G Unit is only most. I think some people say G Unit was bigger only because of 50. Like none of Dipset got as big as 50. So that's like default. That's like kind of lopsided. You know what I'm saying? But them as a collective, genuinely, without a super duper star, and their impact, I mean, they made Supreme hot. To tell you the truth,
yeah, they did.
They made Supreme hot.
Definitely did.
Like, I mean, so their impact is undeniable. I mean, speaking of Supreme and these different clothing labels, you know, y'all saw the new joint they released with Kith, the video.
Yes, sir.
With the son.
That's crazy.
Best thing the Knicks done.
See, just couldn't stop yourself, could you? You could have said this shit before we recorded.
I think he did. And he said, I'm going to say it again when we start recording.
You got to wait so it sting more.
Yeah, so it sting more. Oh, you thought I forgot?
We rise again, brother. We'll rise again.
But yo, see, first of all, like I didn't know, like they kept it on. Like I follow all of them. I follow Jules. No, I don't follow Jules. I follow Jim and I follow Cam.
And I follow Kith.
Okay, and I follow Kith too. Cam was the only one that I remember seeing posting a picture from the garden. He was on the floor, but I didn't think nothing of it. Like, you know, Cam in the garden. Okay, fine. When nobody's there, like that's not a big, like, okay, that's Cam. He do what he do. But then when I saw the video, I was like, oh, and it was no music, just them. It was almost like Def Poetry Jam.
Yeah.
for the hustlers. You know what I'm saying? Spoken word. And because they were almost, that's what they were saying it like. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And to see Jules with the bandana sitting on, it was like, like it just felt good.
Chain. Yeah,
it felt good.
Too. Like it was good to see them. I wouldn't have wanted to see just Cam or just Cam and Jules.
That's what I thought it was going to be at first.
I thought it was going to be just Cam too. But I was glad to see all of them, man. That was dope.
Yeah. That was dope, man. Like it's one of those fire moments that I'm always gonna remember, because I'll probably watch it again a couple of times, man, because I love what they was talking about. Like, you know, that's how they was
telling
the lyrics,
stories.
man. Yeah, telling stories and stuff. You know what I mean? So me and T were just talking before we started recording that even Cam put up a different version of that video with cuts of his basketball, his high school, when he was playing basketball in high school at the Garden. Yeah. So, and how he was rhyming about it. That was dope. That you actually have footage of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dope.
The above the rim reference. It's dope.
Yeah. Nutso.
That's so. That was dope. Yeah. That's dope.
That was fire. So I mean, I definitely appreciate that shit, man.
And that shit gonna sell out like
Oh yeah.
in
Like,
hours.
wait, you know, I didn't even pay attention. Like, is there a
I'm not
release
that
date for
guy. I meant to
the
catch
code?
up with this guy.
So
It's a
they had
collection
all
dropping Friday.
the collection. Oh, it's dropping Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't know. It's probably it's probably
Yeah.
gonna sell
So
out.
shoes and apparel, or just apparel?
The shoes and apparel. Yeah.
Word, the shoes too.
The Airs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so the Air Force Ones they had on are going to be for sale.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to Puerto Rico in January. I got a cop prepared.
You're not. I'm sorry.
Chief got something against Air Force Ones too. I don't know.
No.
No.
I
He's just
have
saying
a
it's
love
gonna be
hate
sold
with
out.
them.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's gonna be sold out. Yeah.
It's gonna be sold
I'm
out.
saying you're not gonna be able to get them. Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh, I might have to I have to go through your Connect. You the sneaker Connect.
saying.
He's like,
Son, come on, son. How you not?
that means his Connect only have a couple pairs accessible, and Chief's getting one of those, and the other one belongs to somebody else.
He'll have that and some. You heard what I said, merch in the next episode. So I'm like,
Exactly. Yo,
this came up, so I don't even know.
You know what I'm saying?
Words.
I'm gonna try and cop some for Noah though. So I'm gonna try and cop some. But
Of course.
that sweatshirt was fire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what the shirt is for. I mean, I like a lot of Kip stuff. He makes some good stuff.
Yeah.
He definitely makes some good stuff. Like
One that Yankee gear, but
Like you had to know this. I mean, this is good business by them doing that, but you had to feel like, yo, Ronnie Feig was a big fan of Dipset, probably. You know what I'm saying? To actually, you know what I'm saying? To do that, like
is
that.
he a culture vulture?
Uh-oh.
Well, being that I'm thinking that Steve Stout has something to do with that, I would say no. I would think that I think Ronnie Feig has done more than just take from our culture and just sell products.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, I wouldn't
Okay.
call it culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen him do charity events. I've seen him do stuff like that. I've seen him auction stuff to give away to charity.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
no,
And
I
he
wouldn't-
seems
I mess with Ronnie. Yeah.
and he seems genuinely into the culture. Like he seems
I think he's been a part of it since forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
and
yeah.
that is a huge difference between.
it's a
what we-
vibe. I get that. It's a
Last
big difference
weekend.
between. Is he from New York? Ronnie's from New York?
I want to say yeah, but I'm not sure.
I'm thinking that. I don't know, but it may not be from the city, but he might be from New York.
It's Connecticut or something.
Yeah. New City.
New City.
There's a someone with the Morgan was from New City, New York. Y'all know him too.
He claimed New York.
Yeah, claimed New York.
Where's
He
New
claimed
City?
no, he didn't front though. He said it was New City.
Okay.
It's upper Westchester.
Okay. All right,
Or maybe
cool.
or maybe Rockland County or one of them. Just
Wow. Okay. I don't think I had no.
I don't really know life in New York outside the 5 or Long Island. Other than-
Right.
Or the few like the Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
The Mount
Rochester
Vernon-
now rule.
Yeah, yeah, that area.
Michelle. Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Spring Valley. That Dipset shit was definitely fire. Hopefully I hope they'll come out with another project, but we'll see. I mean,
Well, Jules has got out a few months ago, right?
yeah, he just got out a few months ago.
Yeah.
I think we'd be naive if we didn't think that the Dipset, especially since Cam and Jimmy is cool again.
Right.
It would be crazy to think that they weren't gonna come out with some type of music.
Yeah.
I think this right here might be a great beginning.
Yeah,
of
like
because
this-
they introduce something January, February, it would be a great rollout.
right.
For them.
Anybody who's a Dipset fan, maybe you or not, but you understood the impact. See something like that, be like, yo, that shit is fire, and it's a great diving board. Like, don't stop that momentum. I hope they capitalize off that shit, man, because I would love to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jim been the most active.
He been the most active. That's the facts.
And it tricked me a little. Like
Acting good.
he's been making his albums have been so good.
Yeah. Yep.
But then when you hear him rhyme with Cam,
But
I'm
Jim
like,
has improved, though.
okay,
He's
Jim has improved
He's improved
drastically.
But we know
Drastically.
it's a huge difference.
It's a huge
difference. It's a huge difference. It's
But
always been
on his own, Jim's like, yo, Jim got nice. Jim got
right. He's found his lane. He was comfortable. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he's with Heat Makers. You know what I'm saying? When they do their shit together, it's just fine. I'm really looking forward to Jules solo. Cause let me know if y'all feel how I feel. when Cam came out, Dipset came out, all that. Jules, to me, Jules started coming out, Jules felt to me like, okay, this is the young dude of the crew, but he's probably going to be bigger than both of them, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, he was
Like,
rolling with Wayne too.
He was rolling with Wayne, and they were supposed to come out with an album together. You know what I'm saying? Remember that? So to me, just like Lil Wayne was the little guy in the crew and became the big. Like, I felt the same way about Juelz. I felt like Juelz was gonna go bigger than Cam.
I didn't think Juelz was gonna be bigger than. I thought Cam. To me, Cam is the best MC out of all three.
I agree, but that don't mean you can't get bigger than him. Yeah. Okay.
I also think that Cam is the most marketable out of all three.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think Cam is
personality.
I think Cam's personality and all that. I think the fact that he was older than Jules was going to be better because he had been through his own solo thing before dealing with Undias.
Yeah.
So by the time he started Dipset, he already had that veteran crust on him that Jim and Jules didn't. I never thought that Jules. I thought that Jules was going to be bigger than Jim. I never expected Jim to be as consistent as he's been over the last few years.
Never.
His last few albums have been heat.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been Jules, and Jules didn't. He didn't meet that even before he went away. You know what I'm saying? So I don't.
He never.
So so I do give Jim credit.
Did he put out a solo?
Who? Jules?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he did. I forgot what it's called, but he did.
Yeah, I said he had Santana Town was one of my favorite joints.
I love the I forgot the I'm thinking the beat in my head, but I can't think of the song. The joint he had Rakim was in the video with him. Like, that song was crazy. But you know what? That was at a time when he came out solo. Jay-Z was the president of Def Jam, I believe. Not insinuating anything. I'm just you know what I mean? But he didn't. It's like a rookie coming out of college that shows so much potential, gets into the league and doesn't do what you expect him to do. That's how I feel about Jules.
But they was messing around with, like, at some point you gotta remember what got you there. And sometimes you see young rappers, especially somebody like Jules, who had one big star above him, you know what I'm saying? Then another guy who was, very famous and talked a lot and everything. Jules was able to kind of exist just underneath Jules and Cam and Jim Shadow. And once the guidance, because of whatever personal issues they went through in Dipset, once that guidance of Cam went away, and once that guidance of Jules went away, guidance of Jim went away, Jules kind of went through whatever he went through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So hopefully,
once Cam went away, that shut everything down for a while.
Oh yeah.
It's hard when the number one guy. Guys who were left behind start feeling a little bit more appreciation for that guy. Like, it was lit when he was here.
Right.
For a reason. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no accident. It wasn't like we just put anybody in the spot to do this. That's why I always thought, that's another reason why I always thought like Cam was just, I thought that his experience after going through the thing he went through with Undias and being able to set, and then the thing he went through with Rockefeller with him and the thing, and then moving out and then having to do his own thing with that. I just thought that Cam would always make sure that he would be the Beyonce of Dipset.
But respect to Jim for, like, once all that happened, still pushing his own shit and making a lane for himself and creating a career for himself where a lot of MCs respect him. You know what I'm saying? Like when they first came out, to me, he was, I almost consider him and Freaky Zeke was like the hype man to me.
Yeah.
And then he came out with his own album, and then he had the biggest single out of everybody.
Ballin'
was
Oh Boy was bigger.
I was about to say, you thought that was bigger than Oh Boy?
I think it was bigger than Oh Boy.
I know this thing.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying it was bigger.
I'm talking about bigger too.
I'm just talking about
Oh Boy was bigger.
You think Oh Boy was bigger?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can say. I loved Oh Boy, and I think Oh Boy was much better, and a song I would prefer. But Ballin'?
I was living in DC.
I don't know, dog.
I was living in DC at the time when Oh Boy came out. when Old Boy first came out, I absolutely loved that song. I sung along with it every time it came on. It got to the point where I hated that song because I'm talking about it was everywhere. It was in stores if you heard it. It was in the club if you heard it.
So
it was on the 2 main radio stations if you heard it. Old Boy was everywhere. Ballin' was not far behind, but I still
disagree.
I still give Old Boy the nod in that.
Yeah,
that was a colossal hit.
Like to me, if Ballin' was not bigger, it's extremely close. But I think Ballin' was bigger.
Definitely think it's close.
No, you could look at the numbers on that because that was still physical sales.
Physical sales, yeah, but I'm talking about impact of the song being around. Because I remember when Ballin' came out, I remember that being everywhere on ESPN and like it was, especially you know what I'm saying, things like, you know what I'm saying, like the commercial, the commercial appeal. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about.
I think Old Boy got flipped a lot, especially when it was out. I think there was unofficial remix to it. I think it was a lot of going, like you said, John. Regardless of which one you pick, it was
nobody saw Jim doing that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Nobody saw Jim doing that.
Not at all.
And I mean, and
that first album was dope. He had Summer to Miami on that. Yeah,
but that's Trey Songz joint, right? With Trey Songz, yeah. Like Jim pulled up his bootstraps and made it happen and created a career for himself. And I will always respect him for that.
Like, Jim was a swag rapper, a New York swag rapper who got better.
Yes,
as a lyricist.
Right. Agreed. Agreed.
As he got older, made better albums, which is something that a lot of people don't do. Yeah. He caught that one hit early on, and then decided to really like, you know what? If I'm gonna have Benny and Conway and Fred the Godson on these records with me, I can't be getting washed. So
right.
I give him credit for saying, you know what? I got to get my stuff together and make sure you know I'm not being lapped on here. You can't be keeping on murdering me on my own records.
Right.
And he acquitted himself well, on, especially the last 2 joints that he put out.
Man. Wasted Talent and El Capo. Yeah, them joints.
El Capo was my joint.
You just did Deluxe for El Capo. You know that.
Yeah. What you call? Yeah.
There's a whole nother album on top of it.
Well, you know what you call
like at least 6 or 7 other cuts, right?
Speaking of Deluxe,
no, it's 14 other songs.
14 new songs?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like 4.
You know, Conway dropping the Deluxe on Friday. On the 18th.
For the King to a God joint?
King to a God, yes.
Already?
You know,
they moving, man.
They moving, man. They got to strike, and they performing on Tidal. They performing on Tidal.
Yeah, that's this weekend, right?
Yeah,
Friday.
Yeah, for most of y'all probably it'll happened already, but yes. But yeah, like those. I mean, they striking like they. Speaking of Griselda, not speaking of Griselda, but speaking of these crews, Griselda is another crew that is, I mean, to have a crew with 2 incredibly talented, like Dipset doesn't have that. To me, Benny and like 2 even like it's Cam and Jules and Jim. You know what I'm saying?
That's
but
why
Benny and Conway is. It's like these, like you can switch which one is your favorite rapper every fucking week with those 2. You know what I'm saying? That's how good they are.
That's why I compared them to the Clips on that episode. You got Malice and you got Pusha. I always thought that Malice was better. I think that Pusha got better.
Okay.
But I think that if you like the Re-Up Gang, for instance, you got Malice, you got Pusha, you got Ab, and you got
Ab Lava, man.
Yeah. Other dude's name, man.
Oh, I forgot.
Also from Philly, but I forgot his name. But they was 4 rapping dudes. You know what I'm saying? Slaughterhouse was 4 rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like you could pick any 2 of Slaughterhouse. You know what I'm saying? And say, yo, you know what I'm saying? And be okay. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna pick them against anybody, you could pick any 2. You could pick any 2 of the Re-Up Gang. You know what I'm saying? You could pick Benny and Conway and be like, you know what? I'm gonna be good going with these cats. It's good that kind of hip hop. I think that's what made us gravitate to the Griselda cats, because in the age of the strip club music and that kind of, you know, and
that sound, the sound, it's changed. Yeah, absolutely.
It's nice for us to hear cats that like, you know what, I want to make you rewind this.
Yeah.
And say, yo, what did you say?
but also they rhyme and they're making good songs.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Slaughterhouse didn't have enough good songs to me.
I agree. I mean, some of that is productions too, as well.
Yeah, that's all. It's a whole package.
I agree. I
I don't think
Because
when you say songs, you mean
like great lyricists don't always make great songs. Like great singers don't make great records. You can sing your ass off, but like Total has made great songs, but they can't sing. None of them can sing as good as Fantasia. That's what I'm saying. Like that's a whole different thing.
I fucking hate that. I love Fantasia's voice.
I almost feel like
she needs better songs.
She has
better songs.
Fantasia can sing.
Listen, one of these episodes we're gonna get into some
R&B talk, right?
Some female R&B singers that we love from past and present. We can discuss about that because I feel a certain way about Kiki Wyatt. Her vocals is insane, B.
Kiki Wyatt is nuts.
Yeah. On singing and nuts.
Kiki Wyatt is nuts. Layla Hathaway nuts.
Oh my God! But yeah, that's a whole nother discussion.
One more. You know what? And it's hard for us to talk about it because she jumped out the window and sung at the inauguration a few years ago.
Oh, Chrisette Michele.
Mm-hmm.
She got a great voice.
No. There's not too many people I wouldn't throw in the ring against and be like, "Yo, get him."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Certain people can sing. Certain people can sing really good, and then certain people have such a distinct voice. Like singing great is a gift, but having a distinct voice is
oh my goodness.
Just like Jaheim. You know what I'm saying? When I'm saying distinct, like you know who it is right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jasmine Sullivan's another.
Oh my God, nigga.
Ridiculous.
She makes good songs.
Yes. Jasmine, oh my God, I would love to do.
We got to table that because we got to have.
We got to table. So
we got to have a conversation.
I'm about to sit back in my chair and be like, son, we could. Yeah. I'll say that. But yeah, getting back to I feel like, with Benny and Conway, and I'm even, Westside, as you were saying about Jim early on in his career, Westside reminds me of the swag rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like me and Latif say, especially Latif, he's great on hooks. Like
hooks.
Great on Westside is great on
like,
hooks.
He remind me of Ghost. I think we said that before. He remind me of Ghost, although Ghost is a lot better. I think Westside is like, I'm gonna say this, y'all may not get it, but eventually y'all realize, that was some dope shit I said. But you might catch a little later on. It might not make sense right now to you.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you hear the body of work, and then you throw this 3 or 4 lines in there that you caught that stood out a little bit, you're like, oh, okay. Right. Like, we always thought it was dope when the Woo dudes described, like, listen to Ghost describe him dyed Clarks. Remember he had a little skit when he was talking about how he dyed the Clarks and it came out looking like marble cake? It's like, nobody thought about that. But it's like, that's something that listen to from him. Like hearing Wes talk the fly shit, it don't gotta rhyme. It don't gotta be no crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The way you say it, your voice inflection, all that is gonna make it sound dope. You know what I'm saying? So like I always thought that Ray and Ghost in particular, like, I'm just gonna say something. It may not even rhyme. It ain't gotta rhyme, but it's gonna be dope when I say it.
And Wes has a distinct voice. He's another one. He has a distinct voice.
He sounds like Ghost.
No, he doesn't. He don't.
So.
No,
Wes got a high pitched voice.
Exactly.
I think he sounds like Ghost.
Really?
And I always question why Ghost went at Action Bronson and not him.
No, because when Action Bronson first came out, at first, it's kind of how like people thought your old Droog sound like Nas when he first came out. You know what I mean? Same with Shine. Sound like Big, but you listen to now, he don't sound like Big to me at all. Like it's that initial, but then once you get past it, you be like, oh, he don't really sound like him. But I get it. But Ghost, I don't get that at all. Ghost and Westside, I don't get that at all.
I think so.
That's interesting. But I mean, as far as Cruz, man, I mean, those are the guys that, there are a couple other guys like Freddie Gibbs and Stove Guard and like Latif, like Ransom. I know who Ransom is, and I've listened to some of music, but I don't listen to him as much as you do. Like these guys, the street hop, and we gotta maybe next episode we need to do our top 5 of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, because
we need to do that. We need to do that. We'll do that before either the last episode before the end of the year or the first episode of the new year. We'll do our top 5. We can do a plethora of top 5 albums. We'll discuss it and we'll do that because and a lot of these artists will be on our list. We'll have a lot of the same people, but some we may not. But we need to do that.
Let's name drop the list last week, right? B Dot dropped the list.
Yes, he did. That's right. That's
And-
right. I did.
And
Did I delete it? I might have
no,
deleted
I got it right
it.
here.
But let's not because we can get
Okay,
into
okay.
that. We'll table that. We'll table that because that's easily an hour discussion.
I'm about to say
Heavy.
that might be a whole episode.
Heavy because I have some things to say about certain people, man.
That's a great list, though. Great list.
It's a great. I'm not mad at his list. Yeah.
Yeah, I would change one.
You know what I got more respect for? I was listening to another podcast, and they played a clip from Russ. I didn't know it was Russ.
Y'all don't listen to me, man.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Russ, right? But this dude was rhyming. Like I was like, "Yo, who this?"
His last album is all rappity rap.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I just told you the verse Benny got
Mm-hmm.
has put Benny back into my number one spot.
on Russ
On that song. On the Russ
Yes,
song. Mm-hmm.
it's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
And,
actually think
I gotta listen.
and Russ ain't get washed.
I think
And Russ ain't get wild. See,
Like-
I know about Russ, but I haven't paid attention to him that much. So I'm gonna listen to him and give him and see what he about. But I've heard
I
some
thought
good
Russ-
things.
I thought Russ was like a Ty Dolla $ign dude. Like when I met him, not this
singing
but
kind of.
I thought he was
okay.
kind of. I didn't, I'm too
Mhm.
old. Man. I got time to be searching everybody. That's why.
Right. Yeah. Like
my brother
yeah.
Latif.
And you shouldn't.
from New York.
You should.
So yeah, so I used to hear about him. Russ from Jersey. So when I was living in Jersey, I used to hear him a lot. They played him on the radio a lot. I'm like, yeah, I just didn't think he was for me. I heard that snippet, and I was like, hold up. The light skinned nigga Russ? Like I didn't like. I was like, it must be another Russ. That's how.
Right.
I had no idea.
No,
So I looked it up and I'm like, yo, this is.
He get busy.
Yes, I'm like, yo, Russ can rhyme, yo.
He got a
Mhm.
joint with Rick Ross.
When I
That's
saw him
dope.
on here,
Oh yeah. I saw that joint. I like that joint.
I don't
That
want to.
joint's
I don't want to talk about the list, but he on this list, and it made me.
dope. Right.
Like, okay, it's other
Mhm.
people who got up on him too. You know
Mhm.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or
He
maybe
might make the
they were
most money
already
on that list.
True.
Yeah, maybe they were already
True.
up on him, and I'm just
Because he's independent, right? He's independent,
He's
right?
independent. I think he produced most of his own stuff,
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Okay.
his touring money is crazy.
yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And wait, Benny was supposed to go on tour with him before shit got
Yeah.
shut down.
Yeah.
Benny was supposed
And
to go on tour
and
with
be
him.
the opening act. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been such a big look for Benny, man. Damn it.
COVID,
Listen, man.
COVID
Listen.
really stuck up a whole like COVID stuck up the dice game, son, and like, yo, I need the sneakers, I need the gold teeth,
Mhm.
I need all that. Like COVID took everything.
And don't move.
But you best believe there are plenty of motherfuckers making money during this fucking pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Always during a
Not doing
crisis
that.
or something happening in the world, somebody's making some money. Believe that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Son,
Believe it.
part of it makes me wanna. I think I might have posted this on our group thread. Amazon has shares since the beginning of COVID have gone up like 220%. I remember
Yeah.
posting. I was like, yo, and jokingly, a little bit was like, yo, Bezos behind this whole shit.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, who else would have?
Right.
Look, you can't go nowhere. You can't shop.
Right.
We own Whole Foods and Amazon.com. On
And
top
have
of, like,
delivered to
I
you.
looked at their reach, like the stuff that they own, like, and the stuff that we use that we don't know that they own, or
Mhm.
maybe that the average person don't know what they own. Like, yo, son, Amazon making people thinking they making money off of these the package shit just a little bit, or they do. Like they making money hand over fist in everything where people need help.
Yeah.
Or some service that they can provide. Amazon got money in it.
Smart.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Big
That's
money.
what you do when you got that kind of money. You put your money into stuff that's gonna.
Exactly.
To the
Listen.
point where it's going to be a monopoly situation. You see, they got called to court by the Justice Department about them having a monopoly.
Them and Facebook. Yeah.
a couple other people.
They trying to make Facebook sell Instagram and WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I'm like, why? There are
Do you
other
know-
things.
They bought WhatsApp for 17 billion,
17 billion? Nah.
and Instagram. Yes, and Instagram was 1.2 billion.
No,
I
I
didn't realize
I know
that.
WhatsApp was that big.
they
I
bought
know-
WhatsApp
me
for
neither.
like they bought WhatsApp for like $3 billion or something like that.
Mm.
Uh-oh. We're going to fact check right here, people. We're going to fact check right here, live.
It might be worth 17 now. Oh no.
Anyway,
Yo,
3 billion or 17 billion is a grip.
Let me take it back. We were both wrong. Steve said 17 is actually 19. My bad. 19 billion bucks.
Wow. Listen,
It's crazy.
WhatsApp is getting it. I mean, it's particularly great for group chatting. Like, so that's probably why.
And international.
And when you go overseas, I'm about to say, when you go overseas,
Okay, yeah.
you can do and you can still text your people if you want to plane.
Right.
Wi-Fi. You can still conduct.
Yeah, because it's
I had to
Wi-Fi.
conduct,
Right.
when I was doing the property management stuff, I used to have to conduct business flying here to see my kids from Jersey on WhatsApp, talking to
On a free app, though.
Yeah, free app. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yo, that is some ill. You paid 19 billion for something that don't have no revenue.
I don't see no ads. No, right? What the?
No.
I mean, it's for a reason. We just don't know it.
Yeah.
You know what it's for?
Reason. What's it?
Data. It's for personal data that they collect and sell to other companies. So that is why all these companies are doing this. Is doing this advertising data. And part of the reason why the Justice Department is bringing like the social media companies out there, because he's saying, yo, y'all selling these data to these companies. These companies are advertising to these people, and it's causing these people distress. It's causing people to kill each other. It's causing people to do this, that. Y'all are responsible for this stuff happening. And Facebook and all these other companies is like, yo, kiss my ass. If I post something about you wanting to buy this or something, then that's the one, it's up to you to do it. Just advertise. We're not making anybody do any of this stuff. But they're like, no, y'all responsible for the moods of people. Y'all responsible for people actually killing themselves because of the stuff that y'all allow to get posted on here, which is something crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
But I can understand where they're coming from with it, because I think because we're older, we don't appreciate the power that social media has. We look at it as somebody we can look at somebody getting bullied on the app and be like, yo, don't open the app. Like,
right.
We're that last generation to be savvy in apps, but not let it be the end all be all. Well, some of us still do, but our kids and their friends and people younger than us, I understand, because
we just saw something, a news thing. A cousin and another cousin got into a fight because one of the other cousins liked his girlfriend's picture. Cousin comes over, one of his homeboys, gets into a fight with his cousin and the dad, okay? The cousin that came over had a gun. During the tussle, the gun drops. The cousin who was at the crib shoots his cousin and his cousin's man. So he's in jail right now for murder. Mm-hmm. And his dad is like, yo, they came over to kill my son or fight my son over some post on Facebook. He was, this is, self-defense with him doing that.
Right.
But just think about a like on a social media thing caused two family members to almost kill each other. One did kill, the other person. So that's just little stuff like that. So I can imagine how the government is looking at it when they saw all the tampering with the elections and stuff going on. Yeah. And there was certain stuff about what Facebook was allowing other people to post about the elections and things like that might have swayed people to vote a certain way and things like that. So I don't think, it sounds silly to me that you would blame Facebook or Instagram for that. Mm-hmm. But knowing that there's people who have committed murder over shit that's on a social media app, it don't sound so far-fetched right now.
They also stopping their monopoly.
19 billion is nuts, man. And they bought it for 19 billion 6 years ago.
It's crazy.
In 2014.
Man. It's worth that much more than Instagram?
Instagram sold early. That was the issue with them. WhatsApp sold to the point where they didn't have no other. It was like WhatsApp was the best of what they had out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody.
So like, well,
people use WhatsApp.
Yeah. And yes, mad people use WhatsApp. Like my mom, if I use the same app that my mom uses, like something like that,
it's pretty. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my mom is on WhatsApp too. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it.
19 billion. But remember the Snapchat people had a chance to sell.
Snapchat.
They had a chance to sell for $2 billion or something like that, right?
I thought they did.
No, turned it down. Now they out here twisting because what they didn't have none of their intellectual property proprietary. So Facebook just everything that Snapchat could do, Facebook just copied it.
Yeah.
I mean, not Facebook.
Instagram.
Well, Facebook and IG, the same shit.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah. So they just copied it. So now Snapchat had to turn they had to pivot to a whole thing. Now if you look on their website, they talk about themselves being a camera company. They're not a social media thing like there was.
Oh, wow. Because they take advantage.
Everything they had that made them unique got
Right.
taken away. And that was a mistake. If you're going to turn down $2 billion, make sure can't nobody copy what you got going.
And if you're gonna turn about $2 billion from a platform that's bigger than you, and now they took that shit and put it on their platform that's bigger than you, it's gonna hit more people.
They did you a courtesy by extending their hand.
Exactly. They didn't have to do that. Thank you, T. I swear I just had this conversation with somebody about.
So listen, just so y'all know, so when they come to buy, you heard what I said, offer us $2 billion.
Anything with a bill, we take it and we
take
do
it.
something else. Make something new.
Exactly. We taking that. So
I will literally hold a knife to your neck as you find the trigger. He said yes. He was wilding earlier. He said yes. But what Snapchat should have did was protect what made them popular. The fact that they were able
It was probably too late once they.
No. Yeah, it might have been. But they could have copied. Once they came to you with the $2 billion, you had to look at it and say, okay, he bought WhatsApp. Facebook already got 1 billion, literally 1 billion people signed up on it. We just getting in here, and the only thing we got unique is the fact that you could make your videos disappear. Somebody's giving you $2 billion. You sell just like the dude from Napster did. Once they ended his stuff, you know what? I'll invest in this little thing called Facebook, take my little 6.5%, put me on the masthead as one of the founders. Y'all don't ever got to call me again. That 6.5% that he got from Facebook is going to make him eat and his kids and his kids' kids eat for the rest of his life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They could have took that $2 billion and created another Snapchat.
Something
You know
different.
what I'm saying? And once again, Dame and Jay-Z, both of them have said on more than one occasion, and Biggs, son, the idea is to make the company profitable, sell the company, and move on to something else.
It's
Why do y'all
called business. It's business.
Yeah, exactly. When we were young, maybe in our 20s, you might not have understood that.
Right.
But when you're 30-something years old, you should not have, there should be nobody beefing about Lil Wayne selling his joints for $100 million. None.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you beefing about that, you have no idea what you're talking about. He probably didn't. I think Wayne did get some of his publishing from Baby, right? I don't know if he got all of it.
I don't know. Not sure.
That worked out. But still, son, they gave him $100 million and he not 40. Yo, I'd have broke my fingers. That's how hard I'd have been grabbing the pen and how fast I'd have been signing on the dotted line. Then he gave me $100 million for 10 years worth of music. 10 years of music that he just owned. Baby and Slim might still own some of Wayne masters or some of Wayne music that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And said, yo, you're not getting that. I'm quite sure they said you're not getting none of them Cash Money albums.
Yeah, that's probably like part of it.
Yeah, exactly. So that that $100 million might have been a great deal. Like me and T were saying earlier, if we heard Wayne got 150, we wouldn't have said he got a lot. We wouldn't have said he got overpaid. I think Wayne gave them a sweet deal with that 100.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
Sell.
Listen, if you can't, they want to get it, and the price is right. Because people think you selling it, and you can do so many other things with that money, to make you even more. Come on,
man. If somebody comes to you with a $2 billion offer, they already got a backup plan to get it if you say no.
Right. They're just trying to go the easier route. Yeah. They're just trying to go the easier route.
We don't need any litigation later on.
Right.
Hey, look, man. We could take all this.
It's gonna take us a little time.
Yeah. So we'll give you the 2. You know what I'm saying? But look, don't make me do it. So they play hardball. Zuckerberg was like, damn, son. I didn't want to do this, but I'm gonna copy your whole shit. and bury your joint. Snapchat. Now, one thing I say about Snap debuted when they went public. Debuted at like $14.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 48 now. So if you dug in and held on,
right,
you know, that's almost triple. That's almost quadruple your money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it all depends, like how you, you know, how you look at success.
Right.
You know, maybe for them trying to be another Instagram, maybe it wasn't a success.
No.
Them being a company that was able to turn a profit and be valuable. If you start at 14 and you're not selling at 48,
yeah,
you know, nobody will tell you, yo, you fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. At the you know, a few years ago, Snapchat. I remember my daughters talking about like they was always on it all the time. They're not on that shit no more. They be on Instagram more than anything now.
Rihanna did it. Rihanna said like 2 years ago, they did something.
Mm-hmm.
Did something and posted her picture on something.
Mm-hmm.
Got pissed off over it. And this was right after Khaled had stopped pumping as much. Because remember, he actually responsible for helping bring up the notoriety and the popularity of Snapchat with what he was
doing.
DJ Khaled.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So DJ, yeah, he must. I'm sure they paid him a nice hefty set.
Oh, you mean when he was stuck out in Miami on the water? When he on Snapchat then? When he was doing remember that? Because I think that's what blew him up.
Yeah, that was Snapchat. He was doing a few things on Snapchat.
But that's what blew him up when he was like his the jet ski was, he was out in the water, he was lost or some shit like that.
I remember he was doing the motivational stuff. He was
Okay.
doing motivational post on there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's where the whole you smart came from and all that other.
Oh, okay.
Snapchat was popular, but it wasn't like that until he started rocking with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once he started
High school
rocking
kids still using it now.
They still okay.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, they offices in Santa Monica, they still hiring people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I don't think that the company. I think that their pivot into the camera thing, while not being Kodak or something, I think that it's been working out for them, and the stock has gone up. You know what I'm saying? Since
so it still probably worked out. So they didn't miss out on that offer, and it didn't like derail the company. Like they still doing what they do.
But
I mean,
it's something that they wanted to do, but they just wanted some more money for it.
I think that
wanted some more, and it didn't work out. So now they still.
I think
they're not going away.
No, you just got to work it.
Yeah.
I think Zuckerberg was looking at them more for the social media aspect. If they wanted to turn into the camera company like they pivoted to,
they could have still did that.
Exactly. They could have caught the $2 billion and still did that. That's all I'm saying. It's like, it's nothing wrong with them. I'm glad they're still here.
American greed.
You know, operating capital and still been able to move on to something else.
American greed, man. American greed. I could just imagine them like, oh no, we can get more. We can get more.
Actually, okay. Speaking of greed, sir, that was an excellent fucking.
It's the American way.
Last week, just some quick hits before we get out of here.
Yeah.
There was something that interests me and interests us a lot. We were talking about on the group thread.
Mm-hmm.
That water futures. This is on Markets Insider. Water futures set to join the likes of gold and oil and trade on Wall Street for the first time ever. It says the CME Group, financial company on Wall Street, is set to launch futures contracts tied to the spot price of water for the first time ever this week. The contracts will allow investors and farmers alike to bet on the future price of water. The contracts are tied to the $1.1 billion California spot water market. Newsflash, I had no idea there was a water market. Said, while water will officially join the likes of gold, oil, and other commodities in being trading on Wall Street, and pork bellies, which we learned on Trading Places.
Right.
The contracts will be financially settled. This means buyers of the contracts who hold during their expiration won't be greeted by a delivery of millions of gallons of water like they would for other commodity-based futures like oil and grain. The water contracts are tied to the NASDAQ Velez California Water Index, which was launched 2 years ago. So there's actually something like NASDAQ just for water. So the index is driven by the volume-weighted average of the transaction prices in California's 5 largest and most actively traded water markets. I thought this was interesting for a few reasons. It sounded like some Mad Max. Which that's like, it's going to be 6-7 companies 20 years from now that are controlling all the clean water that people could drink.
So let's get into this for a second. So when you say commodity, what does that mean? The water that is coming out your tap in the sink in the kitchen. What does that mean?
The water before it gets there.
Before it
Yeah,
gets
exactly.
there, you getting the
Before you-
bill.
Yeah.
Before the
Getting it based on
processing
the
even
use.
happens.
Yeah.
When it's coming out the ground, whoever got the control of what's going on at the ground
Yeah.
is
Right.
what this seems like it's controlling. And at some point, the price of water for these people, the CME group, is going to rise later on. Like I said, I didn't know there was a water index. I didn't know you can invest in water.
Mm-hmm.
All I knew about people owning water was the company in France, Vivendi. But that was bottled water. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that it was this right here. You know what I mean? So it says the farmers will likely utilize the water contracts more than investors as they look to hedge out their output costs amid an increasingly uncertain climate environment. So what that can mean is, I guess during droughts, that could be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Because then you got to feed these areas that are going through the droughts with drinkable water. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might be able to say, if you have an area that's going through a drought, then the water I'm selling the people that are good at $1 a gallon is going to be $1.75 a gallon for y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it because y'all need it.
Now, as you're saying this, I'm not even thinking about, us being like, potentially if that happens in the future, which it sounds ridiculous, but anything is possible. But that means everything's going up. Like if you think about the farmers that use water to water their crops that we eat, that they substitute. Go ahead. Go.
Last paragraph of the article, it speaks to what you just said.
Okay.
With nearly 2/3 of the world's population expected to face water shortages by 2025, water scarcity presents a growing risk for businesses and communities around the world, and particularly the $1.1 billion California water market. So it seems like they're expecting to be a water shortage
in
5 years from now.
5 years.
Yeah. So that's why. Now, we're probably going to find out more about this as the weeks and months go.
Yeah.
Financially, this is something we should think about. Forget about the health parts. Like we got to start holding water and all this other type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if we think it's going to be a shortage of water, and we know that we can invest in that, that's probably something that our people should look into, or any person should look into. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At least in a little bit of
100%.
They're treating it like gold.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like commodities is gold, oil, silver.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It
Water
fluctuates every day.
Right.
Yeah, water is a commodity now. Like y'all gonna start selling that?
So that's just a word for our people watching this, man. Look into water. If y'all investors, if y'all not investors or whatever, like get into, like look into it. Like we're just finding this out ourselves, and now we're trying to educate ourselves. Y'all need to do the same because we don't know what's going to happen in 5 years. Clearly.
Yeah, nobody knows going to be. But this right here got me thinking. I did not expect. Remember, we was talking about the other article we was reading. It was like, yo, at the end of the article, I found a whole bunch of shit. The last paragraph of this article was about that. With nearly 2/3 of the world's population expected to face water shortages by 2025. That's nuts. When
So
you think
holding on some of these cases of Poland Spring.
Yeah, when you think, yo, listen, I'm going to look into that California water market.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of that.
Me neither.
Never in my life. I didn't even know that you could sell water like commodities and stuff like that. I think coffee might be a commodity, right? Isn't coffee on the NASDAQ?
I have no
think
clue.
So. There's a lot of stuff out here, man.
Fam,
So you check the price of gold every day. You checking the price of water now too.
yo, like I feel like our lives are really becoming like a movie. Real shit. Like
I was about to say, like what's the thing? Another some movie with Denzel, Book of Eli.
Oh.
Remember the Book of Eli?
Yeah.
Water was a commodity.
Yes.
Commodity. Yes.
Yes,
You
it
know what I'm
was.
saying?
Yes, it was.
Getting fresh water, Mad Max, fresh water. Not being able to drink water is some wild.
Yo. Oh, I pray we're not headed. If y'all believe in prayer,
okay.
stop praying.
The main commodities traded on U.S. exchanges include corn, soybeans, wheat, oats, rice, soybean oil, soybean meal, live cattle, feeder cattle, hogs, crude oil, heating oil, unleaded gas, natural gas, ethanol, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, copper, cocoa, coffee, sugar, milk, cotton, orange juice, and many others. I had no idea that
That
milk.
sounds like water should be on there.
right, pretty much.
Water late.
It's good.
Water should been on there. So you just get the same thing. Milk like, yo, so where you been?
Yeah. We be getting out the mud. Where you been?
Yo, I had no idea that these many commodities were traded on U.S. exchanges. Corn, soybean meal.
All those.
When we look on ingredients,
those ingredients are in so many foods.
Oh,
so many. That soybean meal. That's in dog food.
Soybean meal, soybean oil, and in our food too.
I know. I know that. I'm just saying it's in dog food too. Like, because in those commercials, they be reading the back of stuff or the competition's ingredients to show that these ingredients are in here. So that's crazy, man.
Earlier we was talking about the reach of Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these are the companies right now who are at war with Amazon over monopolies.
Okay.
Spotify, eBay, Netflix, Rotten Tomatoes, FedEx, Google Pay.
See FedEx like.
Google Cloud, IMDb. But actually, no, my bad. And this is what Amazon owns. Amazon's on Audible. So they're going straight against a company called Storytel, which is the next big person. Got Amazon Music, which goes against Spotify.
Of course.
You got Amazon.com that goes against eBay. They got Prime Video that goes against Netflix. They got IMDb that goes against Rotten Tomatoes. They have
wait, Amazon owns IMDb?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a cloud service called AWS that goes against Google Cloud. They got they got Twitch that is the direct competitor for
Didn't
YouTube
know they own
games.
Twitch. Okay.
Yeah. They have Amazon Logistics and Amazon Shipping, which is a direct competitor for FedEx, and they have Amazon Pay, which is a direct competitor to Google Pay and Apple Pay. Amazon is like, however y'all getting it, we gonna create something.
Don't blame us because we diversified our portfolio.
Yeah, but the issue is once you get that business, and then they figure out a way to shut out everybody. Hence the monopoly. You know, I don't think they got a monopoly in the shipping because you still got UPS and what's it, DSL and
DHL, yeah.
Well, Spotify don't have a case either because there's plenty of streaming services, and Amazon is probably last. Well, I don't know. In most people that I interact with, most people don't talk about using Amazon.
Amazon Music, no.
I don't know Amazon Music at all.
So maybe
But
they don't have a case. Maybe the other ones do.
They give you free Amazon Music subscriptions if you buy like a Echo.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that, and I've never even.
Me neither.
I mean, I have Amazon Prime, and I use, we have Echoes over here, but it's still limitations. Like if you can say, Alexa, play this whatever song, it might play it or it might not, depending on
if it heard you right.
No. It hears you right, but it'll say I can't play that particular song only if you join something like that. Something to that.
I have my title and everything set up on it.
Okay,
but it doesn't play. It doesn't play your own playlist.
Oh, okay.
You can't play your own playlist on it.
Because they probably don't want that. They don't want that third party. But if you created an Amazon playlist, they would play every one of your songs you wanted to put on it.
Right.
Hey man, look at it like this. If you figure out the best way to control the game,
right, they're gonna come after you.
Yeah.
People gonna come after you. That means you're doing the right thing.
I don't think that should be illegal. I could be wrong because I don't understand all the ramifications when it comes to that. But I'm like, if I created something that you didn't protect, squash your business,
right?
All's fair.
And if they're not price gouging, like if it's competitive pricing, I don't see what the problem is.
I don't see the problem either. Like me being it's business. Like y'all should expect this.
Yeah.
Like I could do it. Y'all only getting at me if it works because I could do it and it not work. You know what I'm saying? So
you ain't gonna hear me come on here and say nothing bad about Jeff Bezos. I can order something.
Yo.
I can order something tonight at like 9:38.
Yo.
Okay? By
Real quick.
Thursday morning, it'll be here before 12.
Real quick, let's talk about before we get out. Let's talk about for those of us who have Amazon Prime, and that free shipping means the world to us. Like
Yeah.
if the shipping like if there's something we want and it's not on Amazon Prime and the shipping is like $5, I'll be like, it's not. Nah, I can't do it. $5.
Not only free shipping,
Yeah.
the 2-day free shipping.
Listen,
That's the big thing to me. The 2-day.
and I'd be surprised sometimes they come in a day. They'll tell me 2 days and they come the next day.
Yeah. If I look on something that doesn't say 2-day, I'm not messing with you.
I've had packages come 3 days early from Amazon. They didn't tell me it's going to be here Friday, end up on Tuesday. You know what I mean? And I'm
They
like,
making the post office look bad because the post office
like,
can't even do that.
but I think those are the reasons why the government is going at them.
Right.
It's like,
Because
why
y'all
should
doing
I
our
do
job
that?
better than us.
Why
That's
should I
what it
do
is.
that? It's going to come a time, I think, depending on how their hearings go on Capitol Hill, that Amazon's going to start being able. You're going to be able to start shipping stuff like you do with. They already got the Amazon shipping. You know what I'm saying? But I think they're going to start, messing up FedEx money. They're going to start messing up UPS money, and the postal service is already struggling.
Right.
You know?
Especially if they start opening more shipping centers around the country. They big. Listen. This Bezos. How you say it? Bezos? Right. Listen.
Money.
He know what he doing, man. He know what he doing, man.
Oh,
Like,
Mister.
rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, but he know what he doing, man. He know what he doing.
Hey, look, man.
Listen.
He worked just like they did.
He should be his business model should be taught in every business school in America because he mastered supply and demand.
Right. And I think, you're right, because it should every business class, because I feel like every few generations there's somebody who does it differently and it does real well than nobody's done it before. Those people need to be studied. And he's one of those. Yeah. Absolutely.
And like we said an episode or two ago, I'm sure that you'll find a bunch of people that can't stand him and call him all types of names.
Oh, absolutely.
But I can't believe that anybody who came into that amount of power and wealth is not going to have anybody that's upset at him. It's not. A lot of those reasons that they upset are going to be warranted. A lot of the reasons they upset is going to be some bullshit. So you gotta sift through. It's like people used to be mad at Puff. Like, look, he don't owe me no publishing. All I know is whenever I went to one of his parties or he put music out, I nodded my head. Y'all can be mad at him all y'all want. You know what I'm saying? But me, I don't have no problem with Sean.
That's not my fight.
Not my fight. None of my business, actually.
My fight. So, we've talked a lot right now, so we're about to get up out of here. But as always, people, continue to like, continue to subscribe, continue to share with your friends, man. We need to continue to grow this, man. And we'll keep talking shit. Dwight will keep talking shit. Lateef will keep talking shit. I will keep talking shit. But we'll be talking that good shit. And come back for the good shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're about, man. Yeah. So until next time, until episode 10 is coming up next. We're going to be in double digits soon. So we love y'all. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
And love.